We actually had tourists going into our national parks and people would sometimes get lost.
Each person will register a device and then the device will constantly beep the person's location.
So they fly a sortie and then they ping it, he's around there.
We hope to continuously engage with the local communities as well so that our students put their knowledge in software into a good use.
Welcome to another thrilling episode of Borneo Tech Heroes. In this episode, we delve into a technology that could transform search and rescue operations in our dense, wild landscapes. Every year, thousands of visitors explore the beautiful but challenging terrains of our national parks or hike through mountainous regions. Unfortunately, some of these adventures turn into nightmares when people lost their way. The financial and human costs for the search and rescue mission are immense, highlighting a pressing need for more efficient solutions. Meet David Lim and Elton Wong of Formeta, a startup software development company born from the innovative minds at the University of Technology Sarawak, UTS. Formeta specializes in computer vision and image processing, drone research and development, IoT, blockchain, and STEM training. They also offer software as a service solutions, providing scalable and accessible tech for various industries.
Our main focus right now definitely is on Dtag, but following up, we have provide software and hardware services to the local vendors, communities. If you are a vendor who needs a website reservation system, we do all sorts of tailor-made software for businesses as well. I think the rest, we do sorts of provide technical consultations as well. And I think that's pretty much it about Formeta.
Formeta is a university spin-off from the Sarawak Digital Economy Corporation Dtag Technology Accelerator STAC program. Led by Associate Professor Technologist Dr. Alan Ting from UTS, the company offers solutions in unmanned aerial system UAS traffic management to classify and visualize airspace, building height, and safety distances on maps.
Good morning.
Morning.
So how was the progress?
Yeah, so for the focus, I think the mobile view is not enough for the user to view. Let's not just to focus the desktop view.
For this topic, I think we can make it later because if we now looking into it at the end of the day, we still need to refer back to our stakeholder to check whether of this approach is suitable for their use case.
Yes, definitely. I agree on Jackson's point. Currently, we are marching forward to a new version of Dtag. On Dtag, we have software and we have hardware. On the hardware part, I think, Chuan, you need to check with the engineer specialist to look at the design, especially on the wearable design. How do users actually interact with our device? And on software side, we are looking at whether should we go for web or mobile first. It's better for us to get back to our stakeholder and to really study their use case on whether they need a mobile view or web view. Even if they need both, we do not mind to venture into both.
This innovative technology has caught the attention of the Sarawak Forestry Corporation, SFC, who are acutely aware of the manpower and financial costs involved in search and rescue operations.
Over a year and a half ago, we actually had tourists going into our national parks and all that, and people would sometimes get lost. There was a need to think about how to use technology, which is cheap, to try to make sure that our visitors going into our parks are safe. The reason why initially it is expensive is because of the fact that when people don't record where they go, you have to send a bunch of people into the field to search. You don't even know if they're at the start of the trail or at the end. So if the person has walked for 4 hours, essentially you go out 4 hours, come back, it becomes 8 hours, and then you have 10 people going out. It's essentially the whole an overnight process.
So we actually invented Dtag because of a request by the government. So government, they proposed this problem to us. Okay, a lot of people, they went jungle trekking, or they went to a reserve park, or they went to hutan or forest, and then they go hiking, and then in the end they couldn't find the way out. So we proposed Dtag as a solution.
People often get lost in the forest due to a combination of factors. A lack of navigation skills or proper tools like maps, compasses, or GPS devices is a common reason. Overconfidence in their ability to navigate unfamiliar terrain can lead individuals to stray off marked trails. Poor preparation, such as not carrying enough supplies like food, water, or proper clothing, can result in panic and disorientation if they get lost. Sudden changes in weather, such as fog or heavy rain, can obscure trails and landmarks, making it difficult to stay on course. Additionally, injuries or fatigue can slow a person's progress, making it harder to reach safety or find their way back. These factors, often occurring in combination, can quickly turn a pleasant hike into a dire situation. How could Dtag assist in search and rescue efforts?
So before you enter to, let's say, a reserve park, each person will register a device, and then they can bring it into the forest with them. And then the device will constantly beep the person's location. And then every now and then our drone will go in and then will survey around the area. Once the drone picks up on a person's GPS coordinate, it will save internally and then bring back to home base, where we can export it out, and then we can check where which person is right now inside the forest.
Dtag utilizes LoRa, or long-range technology, in wearable devices to enhance search and rescue operations in national parks and other remote areas. LoRa is a low-power, wide-area network protocol designed for wireless communications over long distances. LoRa technology offers long-range communication while consuming very little power, allowing devices to operate for days on small batteries. LoRa is also robust and reliable, with strong resistance to interference, and it can support a large number of devices, making it highly scalable. Importantly, LoRa operates independently on traditional cellular networks, making it ideal for remote areas with poor or no network or internet coverage. These features make LoRa perfect for applications like Dtag search and rescue operations in remote areas. Now, let's see Dtag in action.
So we just received a report that somebody is missing in the forest. So before we go and rescue him, let's quickly go through what they have on them. So this is the transmitter. Each tracker has their own transmitter. And then this is the receiver. If you notice that it is very small, but we're also working on an even smaller version. And then we try to make it as plug and play as possible. So law enforcement or search and rescue team, they do not need to buy this specific drone in order to use our system. Okay, everything is plug and play. Okay, now let's go and rescue that person.
How you do it is, this item has a thing called a transmitter. The battery pings out the signal, right? Let's say 200 tourists go into parks, each one of them carries the item. At the end of the day, those things have to be put into the sort of like recharger so that they can be essentially charged up. If, for example, number 23 is missing, we're like, okay, one person is missing. Fly the drone into the park accommodation areas to see if it's inside. The drone with the receiver is able to pick up the signal coming out from signal emitter. So they fly a sortie and then they ping it, he's around there.
One of Dtag's advantages over previous technologies is its capability to provide extensive data about the victim while also being environmentally friendly. Unlike traditional methods that require costly infrastructure built in the forest, Dtag operates efficiently without the need for large-scale construction, thereby reducing environmental impact and cost significantly.
A lot of other competitors out there, they provide more of apps or technology that helps you to explore in the jungle, but not in terms of rescue. Our strength is on getting this data sent out from the jungle to the rescue team so that the rescue team can do their job.
Formeta and Sarawak Forestry are enthusiastic about deploying this technology, but first, want to evaluate user feedback. They have identified key areas for improvement, including extending battery life and enhancing features to not only detect the location of missing people, but also monitor their current condition accurately.
So as of now, our Dtag is actually in its version 2 state, and then we actually managed to get fundings to go forward for version 3. And then version 3 right now is in the midst of making. So we are in the middle of making the PCB boards. We are enhancing the cords inside to further the battery life of that device, to go for maybe a few hours a day to 3 or 4 days in a single charge.
Now, in phase 2, we are actually looking at just the transmitter. But there's a discussion right now to put in buttons in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or something like that. If he has a leg that's broken, he presses number 2, I am injured. Which means our people going out to go and rescue them essentially will then, okay, this is not just a search, this is more than that. We actually have to think about what to do with that person. You see what I mean? So the technology is out there. We are repurposing it as a low-cost equipment to be able to provide and make sure our tourists going into our parks are safe. And that's the reason why we have developed them with Formeta.
Looking at Dtag, its potential is undeniable. Beyond national parks, its application extend to military operations, disaster response management, industrial site monitoring, and wildlife conservation efforts. For Formeta, apart from advancing the technology to meet broad demands, recruiting well-equipped and skilled talent is a top priority for future growth.
Of course, we love to take as more talent as we can because we believe that talents are those who will help us in expanding and pushing the products. That's why we are capturing right now, as you can see, STEM program. We are looking at to inspire them when they are still in primary school and secondary school.
To develop talents, strike while the iron's hot. As academics and educators, their dedication to teaching is integral. They play a vital role in educating teachers on effective methods to nurture creativity and innovation in these young minds.
Sarawak State government, they wanted to introduce more STEM learning in Sarawak. So they sponsor Raspberry Pis to each schools, and then we are there to actually assist in terms of teaching the teachers, helping them to equip with the necessary knowledge to teach their students on how to operate the Raspberry Pis. So far right now, it's been 3 years. The overall response was quite good. I've been getting messages from the teachers every now and then telling me, okay, is there any other way I can learn more, I can implement more into my classroom?
Okey, bengkel ini adalah bengkel Raspberry Pi untuk guru-guru RBT khususnya untuk sekolah rendah di daerah Mekah. Itu sebanyak 29 orang guru yang terlibat secara langsung. Jadi responnya sangat menggalakkan sebab ini adalah satu peluang untuk para guru menimba ataupun mendapat ilmu daripada guru pengajar. Jadi sebab kita tidak ada sumber lain melainkan daripada tenaga ataupun institusi yang lain lah yang mengajar. Okay, so Alhamdulillah ini adalah satu peluang untuk guru-guru ini mencubakan ataupun melibatkan diri secara langsung untuk praktikal demi anak-anak yang mereka ajar.
So computer programs, typically computer programs consist of series of commands which are able to gather inputs, outputs, and also make decisions. For example, just now, the computer program that you did, you have to key in the weight and also the height, right? So those are inputs, okay? So produce outputs, the computer tell you, okay, you are normal weight. That is considered as output.
Sepanjang saya mengikuti bengkel dan kursus ni, saya rasa saya dapat banyak ilmu baru, kemahiran baru khususnya mengenai Raspberry Pi lah. Saya boleh guna ilmu itu semasa mengajar di kelas. Saya boleh dedahkan lebih lagi ilmu tentang Raspberry Pi untuk kegunaan pelajar-pelajar saya lah. Okay, untuk kursus yang sekarang ni, saya tahu lebih banyak lah tentang ilmu hardware, tentang komputer, macam tu.
Kalau kita pergi kepada murid, kalau kata murid nak guna, kebanyakan di bandar mungkin ya boleh. Tetapi contoh untuk di luar bandar dan juga di bahagian pedalaman, sebab kami daerah Mekah ada pedalaman. Ada setengah sekolah tu dia tak ada komputer sekarang. Untuk menggunakan hardware device tu memang sangat sukar lah. Apalagi kalau orang kata nak programming. Sebab masalah pertama programming adalah memerlukan hardware dan juga memerlukan aplikasi yang sesuai dan juga talian internet. Agak sukar sikit lah. Tapi Alhamdulillah setelah yang kerajaan negeri bagi untuk Raspberry Pi tu, dia memudahkan pihak sekolah untuk sesi PDPC lah.
For Formeta, they understand the significance of coding for kids as it develops crucial problem-solving skills and fosters creativity from a young age. Therefore, they actively engage in fostering a love for STEM among young primary school students. They are committed to staying abreast of innovative teaching methods to cultivate future talent in this field. They utilize interactive educational platforms that engage children in hands-on learning experience. Additionally, Formeta actively encourages and trains young students to participate in RoboMaster, a competitive robotics competition that challenges participants to design and build robots.
So this is RoboMaster EP. So this is one of the tools that we use to teach kids how to code. So this RoboMaster, we have this yearly competition in both Singapore and also China, where kids have to learn how to code, how to control all this by using Scratch and also Python. So what are the stuff that this RoboMaster can do is, you can code it so that you can play football with other teams. Yeah, so this is a quick run through of how this RoboMaster is used.
This involvement not only enhances their technical skills, but also nurtures teamwork and strategic thinking abilities essential for their future careers in technology. They aim to nurture talents not only within schools, but also within the university environment, ensuring they can contribute effectively at every stage of education.
As you can see, right, we have like a few young students who are being exposed to real projects. We hope to continuously engage with the local communities as well, so that our students get the chances to actually expose to real life scenarios and how do they put their knowledge in software into good use.
Our heroes at Formeta are not just innovators, they are pioneers transforming safety measures for outdoor adventure seekers. Through technologies like Dtag, they provide hope by ensuring that help is always within reach, even in the most remote locations. Beyond their groundbreaking solutions, They are committed educators, instilling in young minds a passion for technology and the importance of safety. By teaching the next generation about the beauty and possibilities of technology, they empower them to navigate the world confidently and responsibly. Join us next time on Borneo Tech Heroes as we explore a trailblazing technology that promises to change our perception of what we eat forever.